Greetings and welcome. My name is Ryan O'Rourke and I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to send me a message here on YouTube or on my Facebook page. I'd be more than happy to help out. So here we are beginning by painting in and blocking in the sky because it is the farthest thing in the painting. It is the background, and that means we are going to layer everything on top of it. Now, it's an orange sky primarily, however, I'm using a lot of different colors. I'm using pinks, browns, oranges, yellows, a little bit of red, and now a lot of white. And I'm doing this, to mute the sky a little bit, because we don't want it too vibrant. We don't want it popping to the point where it's kind of obnoxious to look at. And I'm using all of these colors, not just an orange and a white or an orange and a yellow, because I really want a lot of variation within this sky. I want to be able to work with brown clouds here, which have hints of red in them. And by doing all of this, you can kind of create varying levels of detail without actually having any detail. You can create a real interest in your piece by just varying the colors a lot. And the sun is on the far right hand side. So I want everything on the far right hand side to be very bright. That's going to be very orange. That's going to be very yellow. And everything on the left, it starts to turn into more of a brown with a little bit of a purple in it. And by doing all of this, we create a lot of extra interest within the piece. If it were just yellow and orange, it would be much more boring. So adding a lot of color can help. Now, from there, I'm adding detail to the clouds. The sun is hitting all of these clouds and it's making certain areas pop and be more bright. And I'm doing this with a very small rounded brush with a lot of water. I'm just picking areas of the bottom of the cloud or areas of the cloud that are being hit with light, and I'm lightening them up with a peach or an orange or a yellow, but with a lot of white just to really ensure that it stands out. However, I am blending that area back into the cloud. I want these clouds to look a little bit puffy. They're not going to be hard and geometric. No, they're going to be soft. And so you do that by placing the hard line on the edge, and then you blend that paint back into the rest of the cloud using your water and your brush. So you make your line and then you drag backwards. And I'm doing this through a lot of the cloud. I'm putting extra attention with this technique around the area where the sun is, where the sunlight is hitting. Because in this area, it's going to be much more dominant, and you want to ensure that you really know where the sun is coming from and the clouds are reacting to it. Now from there, I'm taking a little break and I'm going in and working on the silhouette, the black part of the ground in the elephant. And then I'm going back up and I'm working on the sun. And so instead of doing a lot at once, I kind of do a lot of little layers of white and yellow. I go back and I add to the clouds with those same colors to keep it consistent. But I'm building it up slowly, because if you do it all at once, you can't really take away. But if you put it on a little bit, then you don't really make a mistake. And then you can add a little bit more and a little bit more, and it's a very safe way of doing it. And painting isn't a race. You can take your time and have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, moving on, we are painting the branches. They are going to be very organic looking in the sense that no two branches are really going to look the same. They're going to break in different areas, they're going to cross over in different areas. It's going to be very organic. And by doing this, you create much more of a real effect. It doesn't look as cartoony or illustrated. Now when you're working this small, it can be a little bit difficult to avoid that illustration look. And an illustration look isn't bad. But if you really want to add a lot of detail and get a little more realism in it, then create a lot more branches and expand much more than I've done. Mine does look a little bit like a book style. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to avoid that, again, just add more branches. Now, you can see that I've gone back to the sun again, and that's something that I think is really important, just being able to go back and work through it. Because I didn't do it all at once, I kind of gauged it by the rest of the painting, figured out to what extent I wanted to expand it, and then I went from there. Now, working on the leaves here, I'm creating a lot of inconsistent strokes here with a very ratty old brush. And I'm doing this all in a tapping motion, and I'm trying to create a myriad of different shapes. Because when you're working with silhouettes, all you really have to work with is the shape and the size of it. You can't play with depth, you can't play with color. So you really have to be aware of creating a lot of different shapes, a lot of different sizes, while still retaining the idea of what you're painting. So that's a little quick tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the future if you'd rather I upload this type of video without the commentary and just perhaps music, or if you like the commentary and the tutorial portion of it. This is a new idea. I want to play with this series a little bit. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed. And again, if you have any questions, if you got stuck along the way, please feel free to leave me a comment or send me a message on my Facebook page. Also, if you just want to share your work with me and get a little critique out of it, please feel free to send it to my Facebook. I'd be more than happy to look at it with you and talk about your work. And I'd love to see it as well. If you want more of an immediate response or you'd like to share a picture of your work, please feel free to add me on Facebook. I have a link in the description of this video, and you can add me there, ask me questions, and I'd be incredibly happy to help you and walk you through whatever you are working on. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, A, I'm very happy. B, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. It really does help me grow this little art community, and I'd be incredibly appreciative if you did. I'm going to release videos weekly, and I just hope you have a wonderful day. So take care, and again, thank you for watching.